Hello, welcome back to Keep Growing Bud. Back here with the 5.3 and my daughter. I've already got the cam bearings installed. What they should look like. Cam bearings right here. The third one here is a special one, it's a thrust bearing. Alright, kid. If you want to hand me those parts whenever I ask for them, you can.
Okay, want me to put on some gloves?
Yeah. I'm grabbing my Permatech Ultra Slick assembly lube. And on these bearings here, you want to go almost to the top, but not all the way up to the top. You want to stay about a 1/4 inch below the top of the bearing itself. Reason for this is so that no assembly lube gets in between the top of the bearing itself. If that happens, what can result from that is the bearing can actually spin inside the engine, destroying the crankshaft and bearings. Okay, here's that part.
So where on each thing? Into this bucket? Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, once I'm ready for those, you can start handing them to me.
Okay. Just let go from here, 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 here. So it's one of the back.
Yeah. Okay. Got the crankshaft back from the machine shop. It was only balanced and polished. Now, after you set the crankshaft inside, do not spin this. Do not spin this until you have your caps on. Because what that's going to do is it's going to push the lubrication up on top of your bearings. Again, I'm just going up to about 1/4 of the way up. Show you what I mean. I'm only going up to right here. I'm not going any further up. Cap number 1. I found it easier to go ahead and drop the bolts in here before you drop it on, like this. Okay, next. And we're going to do this whole process for all 5. The reason why I like putting the bolts through the caps first is so it lines right on. Remember, I was trying to assemble it dry. They wasn't dropping in right away. Now this is a special bearing here. This is your thrust bearing. Notice that it goes on the side. This one you have to lubricate the sides as well. And again, stay a 1/4 inch below the top. Alright, now one other thing to note about these engines is, got a little wing here. This is the only cap that is different. All the others, the wings point this way to the back of the engine. This one goes towards the front. Come on. There it goes. Alright. Now I know that it would be...
Doesn't it need to go all the way down?
Yes, kiddo. I was just getting to that.
Okay.
Now I know that it's really tempting to just drive all these bolts down to tighten it. That's not the correct way to do this. You're going to need a rubber mallet or plastic mallet to do this. Set each one just like this. This will make sure that the bearings are properly seated. Alright, kiddo. What you can do is, I want you to tighten all these bolts to where they just touch, okay? So I'll show you what I mean. I want you to go down just like that. I don't want to hear it here. Okay?
So just lightly?
Yep. Yep, just every one of them. And it doesn't matter which order you do it in, because we're not torquing these down yet. While she's doing that, I'm going to set up a torque wrench to 18 foot-pounds. Okay, got that. 18 foot-pounds. You go a little quicker than that, kiddo. That's why you have a drill. Make it quick. That's good. Continue on. Come on. We don't have a whole lot of time. Daddy's got to go to work. And he's not even dressed yet. Finish this one off. This one. Alright. Now we're ready to move on to the next step. Torquing these down. Now we're going to do this in a star pattern. Hi, puppy.
Hi. Yay or nay?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. See, that's something I love about you, Daddy. That's why me and me work so well together. I don't even have to ask him a full-blown sentence. I can just say yes or no, and he already knows what I'm asking. Do you know what I'm asking? What am I asking?
Do you want it?
Like I said, you're going to do these in a star pattern. You're going to start from the inside and work your way out in a spiral. Alright. one click. And remember, this is to 18 foot-pounds. Next one's here. Okay. Next one's next. And here's a click.
Yes, I can. Is that good?
Yes. That means that it's reached the 18 foot-pound mark, which is what I'm setting these at. All these bolts got to be at 18 foot-pounds except for the side. I believe the side is to 22 foot-pounds, maybe 28. I'll have to re-look it up. Again, you start in the middle, work your way out.
Why do we go from in to out?
The reason why we do that is so that it does not distort the crankshaft. You can distort the crankshaft or misshape it, I guess, would be a good word for you to understand.
Oh.
Now that I've got those in, I need my yummy. And all the main caps now. I'm installing them. I'm not torquing them all down. I'm hungry.
Then eat some of your knife.
There's nothing in there, kid.
Okay.
It's empty. She wanted to know if I wanted it out here to,
Use?
yeah. Okay.
What are you going to use it for? Trash?
Bolts and whatnot.
Oh.
Alright, now the next part that we have to do, now that everything's been torqued down to 18 foot-pounds and I have the side bolts in, we're going to take the mallet, and we're going to knock it back once, then we're going to hit it forward. What that does is set the thrust bearing that's right here in the middle. It basically makes it to where the crankshaft is dead center of the block. Now we can do our final pass on this. I do not have an angle meter for this, so I'm just going to be eyeballing it. Again, you start with the middle and work your way out. The middle one is 80 degrees, so I know that this is 90. That's about a 10 degree right there. So that's about 80. Me being an electrician, I pretty much can look at these angles after all the bends that I've made. Now I know some people would like to put a screwdriver or something in between the cap and the actual crankshaft to keep it pushed forward while you're doing the torque.
You're trying to hold the entire thing in place.
Yeah, I know you are. There's a lot of pressure on these bolts. these outside bolts, they are torqued to 51 degrees. So that should be right about here. That one came loose. Those came loose. And these bolts are torqued to yield, so what that means is you can't reuse them. If you use them once, you gotta toss them in the trash. Unless you get ARP.
What's the R&D?
ARP is automotive or American racing product or part.
That can be reused over and over again?
Yes, because they're above factory standards. That's why. Alright, and there's that. And now we can go back and actually torque the sides here. 10 millimeter and a extension. That red extension. 10 millimeter right here. And get that extension out too. No, that's not it. I'm pointing to it. Yep, that's.
Thought you were just looking for one.
Actually, I think. Yeah.
That's 11.
Oh, never mind, I got it right here in the drill. Sorry. Alright, just the extension. Red.
Oh, red. Yeah.
Now I'm going to set this to 22 foot-pounds now.
There you go.
Thank you, kiddo. Alright, we're at 20 and 22. There you go.
So glad I'm wearing gloves.
And it says to do this in the cross pattern as well. So we're going to be jumping back and forth. Now I know that using an extension you do throw off your actual torque reading. But for these bolts, I don't think it really matters too much, as long as you're not breaking them off. The one thing I did not do to these, because I'm probably going to end up pulling them out again anyway, is putting a dab of RTV on. But they are, yeah. And what that'll do is it'll prevent oil leaks from the bolts themselves. Now that we got everything torqued down, we can finally spin it, just like that. Which way? Yeah, just like that. Turn by hand. That's what you want.
I heard a bit of gliding noise.
Yep, that's the lubrication.
And you want that noise?
Yes, that is. Hitting the hole. Alright. Now what I'm